is defined in this way. So the child route is configured here. So within the context of the parent route, the child route is accessed. This time we are handling navigation on a button click. So that's the approach we have followed here. And how do we configure the child routes? How do we configure the child routes? So child routes are defined by using children. And how do we handle navigation? Then we have to use router navigate and the path and the parameter and relative to this route that allows the navigation to the specific. So this is the point. That means what we have done in this additionally now in the configuration. Same example. Now next point what we are doing is we are add a new component. So that is ng generate component, that is product details component. Okay, next what we have to do is we need to change this here. That means this products list component. So we need to change it to some changes we need to make here. So what we have to do in the product entire example I will upload as a zip file. You can download and see that. So I will upload a complete zip file for this. You can download and use it. So here note also I'm giving step by step. That means what we have to do now. Go to products list. Products list. Or first we say go to app-routing.module.ts. In app routing module TS, what we have to do is in the app routing module, we need to make some changes. So just the products list, this is the route we need to configure. That means additionally, we need to add this child route. So here we need to make the changes in the categories ID. Okay, we add a child route here. Okay. Next, what we have to do is products list.component.ts. Some changes happened in the products list component.ts. We need to add this method and these parameters additionally. So that means I will just give the code here entire again. All right. This is the code of products list component and products list.component.html. In the HTML, we are presenting with a button now and a router outlet inside it. Why a router outlet? So because this router outlet get the result of this button click and display in the same page. So we need a router outlet to display here. Now we have to go to product details.component.ts because that product details component is coming here, which contains the list of the products. Products detail component.ts. Here we need to filter the products that belong to that particular product ID and display the product here. That means product details.component.html. Here we display the details of that particular product and we need to get that end use. All this we need to manage and do that by using filters, right? You can use your general traditional for loop and iterations, or you can use the filters for configuring this. So that is how generally we configure the parent and child route hierarchies and all. Actually, many times, many people ask like, so how we maintain sessions, how we handle the authentications, right? Seriously, the point about session and authentication, it cannot happen without server side. That is all server side. Here, without any server side knowledge, without any server side integrations, sessions, authentications will never happen. There is no authentication client side happens. We have to manage cookies. We have to manage tokens. Through session, we need to send them. Means through server side, we have to send them. We need to use them here. Many people will simply ask like, so will you show us a session? Are you serious? For that, we need to first be complete integration. That means you should not just learn Angular, you should learn a stack of server-side technologies without knowing what is session, how session is created in your server-side technologies, and how session sends an session token here, how to collect the token and use the token, how to collect the token, use the token. That we know here. But session is not related to Angular concept. That means here we will learn how do we handle this, right? Client side, but creating sessions, configuring sessions, creating authentications, configuring authentications is not just Angular work. It is with the combination of server side technology. I will show you one simple integration with server side technology. That means Node.js, server side, MongoDB. We will implement such example coming from database server side technology. Then you can add some additional things into the route. You can add some additional things into the route. That means into the route, you can add a route guard, or you can add the session lazy routes. So lazy routes will allow you to load only when they are required actually. So how to configure the lazy route, how to define the strategy for session, these points I will give you. But this you cannot implement until or unless you have an integration with any server-side technology, right? A complete stack is required here. So initially, how to configure the paths, how do we configure the nested paths? So, and how do we handle the routes? We discuss. Now, how to integrate with server side and get the data and communicate with the APIs, that we have to learn. That means the server side integration, integration. I will show you server side integration in one technology, Node.js and Express and MongoDB. That means database, MongoDB. The same thing you can use in your technologies. Many people ask like, so will you show how to integrate with .NET, how to integrate with Java, how to integrate with Path? Important, you should know that Angular is not integrated with other technologies. Other technologies use Angular. So that is the wrong thinking just generally people have. They will ask, sir, will you show how to integrate with .NET with Java? Angular is not integrated, right? Angular is just a client side. You have to consume everything. That means no integration required at all. Just you need to, integration means many people think that configuration, settings and all, right? That your server side technology tells you how to handle that, the library. Important is there is nothing integration. Your server side technology provides an API, that how to create APIs, services you have to learn in your server side. For Angular just needs the URL of API, so that it can consume the data coming from there and present it and interact with and send their data. This approach we will learn now. That means how to integrate with database and server side technology, how to read and write data into it with a complete end-to-end integration. So that we will see in tomorrow's session. So tomorrow we will discuss about complete end-to-end integration, how to handle it. Okay. Then with that, we can complete the complete scenario of Angular with end-to-end integrations. No? Tomorrow we'll continue with it. Okay. This entire example, I will upload a zip file so you can get it from there. Huh? Right. Yes, Mukesh.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, actually, you used as a button as a link. So, can we use an anchor tag or
Anchor? See, Anchor will not submit the data. Anchor handles only navigation, right?
Right.
We use button to submit, na?
All right. So we need to pass the ID, right?
Yes. Of course, here the intention is to submit, right?
But in URL, like in Anchor, if we send a GET request, like, can we do
this? This is not sending a GET request. This is submitting the data to URL. When you click submit button, the data of your form is submitted, na? That is not navigation, right?
All right. Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Yeah.